shuffling microphone.
I'm Brant. He's Chris. We put on a show you just can't miss. He says Cowabunga. I say Yo Joe. Welcome to the Chris and Brant Show.
You can't escape it. You can't change it. That's how we start every show.
Would you say that we are infectious, Chris?
Infectious is definitely a word. Infectious is definitely a word. I definitely feel like I infect people. Yep. Definitely. Do you people feel infected yet? Well, you will be very soon.
Yes.
So what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Chris and Brant Show. We have two people in chat right now. We've got Tevya.
Yes. Hi, Tevya.
And then we got somebody else who's la-la-lying, Justin Baer.
What's up, Justin?
What's up, man? You look new. Correct me. Have we chatted? Justin
You look
Baer?
new.
You look new. How are you,
look
my
new
friend?
Today. How are you?
You look like a new comment. We just scared him away. He just
I know, right?
comment anymore. He's like, dude, what the hell's wrong with these guys? I'm out.
Now he's like, la 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 la. I don't want to hear it anymore.
I don't want to hear my name anymore. Don't want to do it. Nope. They don't recognize me. Next live show. Who's on right now?
Who's on first?
What's on second?
There's actually baseball playing in the, or maybe not now. It was earlier.
Yankees are playing the Braves right now. I know that.
Ah.
And everybody's voting for the Braves. I don't think the Braves are going to win. I'm sorry. I just don't see it happening.
I was born in Georgia, so I'm a Braves fan from way back. But you know,
it's too bad your team's going to lose.
You know.
You're not invested. You don't care.
It.
I can't argue with you because you don't give a damn.
I know, right?
Oh, you ruined it. It's like, yeah, okay. Moving on. Okay. So, we're here today to talk video games, comic books, comments, news, and then we're going to end the show with a special teaser for Aftershock. What Aftershock is going to
and maybe a plug or two because
maybe a plug. Well, I was going to save that as a surprise. But yeah, a plug or two. There'll be some plugs. I mean,
I meant the other plug, not.
I have a plug right here. You know.
Well, okay. Yeah.
Didn't expect me to pull that out the wall, did you? Ha! Look at me.
That was nice. That was nice improv right there, man.
I just knew it was behind me, so I was like, plug. Still right here. See? Plug. 2 USB ports.
Nice.
Dual use. I have no clue where I'm going with this anymore. Let's move on. I want to start with the one piece of news that I know Brant's really... Actually, I'm curious because we've talked about microtransactions before.
Yes, I want to hear more about the specificity of these particular microtransactions. Look at me using the big words. Yeah, I want to hear exactly because I haven't studied up on this. You're talking Ghost Recon.
Shoot. All right, real quick, before I start talking, I'm going to take the link that I got because I want to be able to share with you.
Sure.
Copy link address. I'm going to share it with you, and then I'm going to share it with everyone. So everyone equally can. That is not a good link. Let me click the link as opposed to just copy and pasting like I wanted to do. There we go. Cut.
Lost my comments. There.
And I'm going to post it in comments in a moment, everyone. Hold on. There's the actual link. And then everybody in comments, here is the link. It takes you to a refutable, or it takes you to a news site. A lot of people are talking about this. So Ghost Recon, which just came out 2-3 days ago, if you got it advanced like I did, I got the gold version. It came out, I believe. No, it comes out in another day or two. When does it come out now when you're official? It's a couple of days extra early launch. I think it comes out Monday if you didn't get the gold version. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But anyway, the amount of microtransactions that they put in this game, and this is Ubisoft, this isn't EA, this isn't any other company we've talked about before. The amount of microtransactions that were found in this game by people playing the gold version right now is comedically, whoa, oversaturation. There's cosmetics, there's guns, there's packs for sorry, I thought that was from our chat. There are packs from add-ons to your guns. You have basically it's a lot of pay-to-win, cosmetics, weapons, everything you can imagine. You can even buy skill points. You can literally go into the game at the very beginning, spend a lot of real-world money, and be at the top of your game before you even set foot out into the island.
Okay, so
What's up, Mike? Mike Manhattan's here.
What's up, Mike? The problem then is that players that are able to spend a lot of money can beat everybody else because they've upgraded really fast. That's your complaint about it? Okay.
Because this game, Ghost Recon, if you remember the original one, the one that we're playing, Wildlands, introduced Ghost Wars later on in year 2, which was the PvP side.
Right.
This time around, Breakpoint starts off, you got the full story, but there's also Ghost Wars again. So the PvP is right out front, right in the beginning. You could play it from the very beginning of the game, right after you do the first mission. So this gives people a dramatic advantage if they pay real world money. They could be literally where you and I will be at the end of the story, at the beginning of the story.
Okay. So here's my take on microtransactions. I don't generally have a problem with microtransactions if the game is balanced to the degree that you can get that stuff organically, in a good enough balance to where you can be competitive with people that can pay. That's something that I think mobile games have a leg up on. It's still very competitive, and the way the mobile games work is they typically have like different classes. So like wherever you're at, you're matched with players that are at a similar level.
Right.
As opposed to being matched to somebody much higher than you. So if they were able to do that in console games or in like,
they used to do that in the previous generation. Now it's just like
anybody
crossplay. Because of crossplay now it's hard for you're on Xbox and you're playing with somebody on PlayStation. It's like, well, first we got to get them in the match, then we got to figure out if their levels match. It just becomes too much of a mess. But this definitely, as a person who owns Ghost Recon Breakpoint, I will not be touching the multiplayer until I finish the story, and I know that I've got all the skill points, all the stuff that I need, because right now I know somebody's on there with everything, because there are people that are willing to throw $300-$400 away to get ahead of the game.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's my argument is it's a balance thing.
Hi, Firestorm.
Hey, Firestorm.
And Jeff.
I saw Tevye disagreed with me. Hey, what's up, Jesse? That he doesn't feel like they should exist at all. And I understand that. And like I said, if it was more balanced, I wouldn't have a problem with it. The fact that it's not balanced and that you can just kind of go in there and blow through all your competition, it makes it less fun. And competition is what people played those kind of games for. They don't want it to be like most people don't want it to be easy to where they just breeze through it, or they don't want it to be so difficult that they're throwing the control across the room.
Right.
So,
and it's like Jesse said, most games that have microtransactions in the beginning were all free to begin with. And then the microtransactions were just like, hey, want to support a free game? This is how you do it. Yeah. And I feel like in the gaming industry right now, microtransactions are becoming more and more normalized, to where at first companies were apologizing, taking them away for a time, whatever. Now they just don't care anymore. I mean, this was comedic. If you looked at any of the pictures from the post I shared, it's amazing how much stuff you can buy with real world money day one, right from the shop. It's ridiculous. You could be done with the game in 2 minutes if you pay like $500 to get enough skill points and weapons and cosmetics and whatever else you want.
Yeah, that's another thing. If you are going to have those kind of transactions, you should release it, at stages. You know what I mean? Like you progress so much, and then it unlocks the ability to purchase this and you purchase packages and that kind of thing. I like I said, I don't mind the mobile method of it, but like Jesse was kind of pointing to, those games are free to play, and you can just upgrade through paying. But it's like packages are only available for a certain time, then they go away.
Exactly. Kind of so it kind of gets you that, oh my God, I got to buy this now or I'm never going to get it again kind of feeling.
Right.
Get those people, you're going to buy them. And Jesse's right. Loot boxes are annoying. And this is where I was going. Straight out. Call of Duty, Modern Warfare is not denying that they're putting loot boxes in their game. As a matter of fact, they're saying, trust us. That's their argument. And, they're going to be there. They're going to be in Modern Warfare. Now, there's no season pass, so they're going to be throwing tons of loot boxes in the game. because they're going to want to make you buy them to be able to play the multiplayer. Me, I'm buying Modern Warfare for one reason, the story, which is back in Modern Warfare. That I'm happy about. Very rarely do I spend more than a few days on the multiplayer before I move on, because people are just more skilled than me. I mean, it's a fact that people who play the Call of Duty multiplayer are that's the game that they main. I heard something in my background.
Oh, okay.
So that's the game that they main. So they're good at it. So I, who play multiple different games, am not going to have as good a chance as I would if I main Call of Duty every year. Plus, when I first started on the 360, it was Call of Duty and Halo. So I did a lot better. Now that I play a bunch of different games, not as good. So with or without microtransactions, I'm crap.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is. And I agree with Firestorm. The microtransactions on Fortnite were done right.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. It's it's the same way, because again, you would have like certain costumes that are available for a certain amount of time, for like 24 hours, 48 hours, whatever, and then they would go away, or they'd cycle through them. So you couldn't buy everything all at once. And again, in Fortnite, the difference is it's not really an upgrade; it's just aesthetic.
Ooh, I just saw the link you shared.
Yeah,
we'll talk about that. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, games are they're getting very frustrating. And I feel like more and more it's becoming normalized, and it hurts the games. It really does. And I hope that in the new generations, I hope that with the what's the word I'm looking for? England did it, where they're starting to the government's starting to get involved with the I keep having the word, but they're regulating the microtransactions. That will cut the game companies from doing that and actually focusing on actual gameplay and not throwing like a bunch of different microtransactions in their games. It is gambling. I mean, you could argue however you want, especially after what they pulled with the NBA 2K series, where it's literally a casino with a spinner and everything. Yeah, it's bad. It's getting bad, and it needs to stop, especially because kids are playing these games. And especially when people like me, when Tommy's a teenager, he's going to be on my account. And my account has my card on it. I don't need him spending hundreds of dollars. Well, first of all, I'm locking my debit. But beside the point, I don't want him even attempting to buy hundreds of dollars worth of cosmetic garbage that the game is going to be outdated the next year.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. And so hopefully these companies will get enough backlash that they start rethinking their strategies.
Yeah, exactly, Justin. They're training them young. I believe this is another reason why retro games are making such a large comeback. Yeah. No microtransactions, just have fun.
Very true.
Oh, you're sending me something else. Okay.
Yeah, just a couple of things coming on New York Comic Con I'm seeing pop up. And
okay. That's what I see you reading. I'm like, what's Brant reading?
Yeah, sorry. I was just making sure there wasn't. I mean, I didn't think there was going to be much today, but I just wanted to check and see if there was any.
Yeah, New York Comic Con's in full swing, everybody. I wish I could be there. Maybe next year I'll try to get back into New York Comic Con. I know Firestorm wanted to go. I know he didn't go this year. I think Dan didn't go either. But at least weekend passes. Hopefully next year I'll be able to get. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Two of our members are there. Kat and Michael are both attending this weekend. So.
So you will see some frontliners there.
Yeah.
We'll see next year. Oh, Super Mario 35327. It's all about that base. What?
It's
okay. Yeah, I know what he's quoting.
Yeah, Megan Trainor.
Okay. That's okay. DC has some news from New York Comic Con. Yes, that's what Brant's actually sharing right now with me. We'll talk about some of it. We will definitely talk about some of it. Ooh. Yep, that's what we're going to talk about, Jesse. I'm not going to share that post just yet. But that's our little gaming rant, I guess you could say. I don't know, man. I hope that games get better. I mean, I have Ghost Recon. I just won't be touching multiplayer for a very long time until I catch up with everybody else. I'm not paying a single dime. The only microtransactions I've ever paid for aren't really – I don't consider – microtransactions, or at least not gambling versions of it, and that's for Sea of Thieves. I got my monkeys, I got my birds, and that's it. And I still have extra money left over.
Yeah, I've as going back to mobile games, I've purchased a few packages here and there. but
Well,
I'm not.
I think that's understandable. You know, that's
Yeah,
no.
it's just I'm not a huge like I'm gonna buy a whole bunch of stuff. That's just not me.
Oh yeah. So that's all for the gaming. Let's get into some comic stuff. So, Brand, you want to talk about some of the stuff that's being shared with the comics?
The comics. You can put up Jesse's comment because that relates.
I will go with Jesse's comment now. Bizarro TV and a submit your non-scripted ideas contest are being held right now for DC Comics.
Yeah, so that's the news piece. I'm trying to find something real quick.
Yeah, Jesse, I know they're called whales. I just didn't want to say it on air, but since you mentioned it, I will post your comment and say yes. People who spend a lot of money on microtransactions are called whales. There is actually a term for it.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just going to show that right there. DCU Unscripted. I want you to pitch your idea. This was one of the news pieces I was showing Chris. Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to read up on this, but it's basically, you just said it. They're running some kind of contest for you to submit your idea. It says, since the launch of the service just over a year ago, we've established community, blah, blah, blah. They're talking about all the stuff they did. We're working to take it to a whole new level in our second year by giving our fans an opportunity to submit their own concepts for an unscripted show that will potentially become a series on DC Universe next year. So that's pretty cool. It's kind of like like a talk show kind of thing, like they used to do on the YouTube channel, or they still do it. I don't know. Is it that kind of show, you think?
I think it might be like that, kind of like a pitch. I mean, maybe they'll do a competition where if you pitch a good show, they'll actually do it. Yeah.
So I think it's interesting. It's open for submissions now through November 18th. What?
Submit the Chris Brant Show.
Submit the hey.
I mean, you're welcome to submit us, and we'll definitely do it if DC wants us to. But I mean, yeah, I have no problem with that. You can submit the Chris Brant Show. You can submit Comic Book Weekly as well.
Yeah, that's definitely, it's all unscripted. The Chris Brant Show would be amazing. And, we'd have to talk just about DC, but
you say that like I wouldn't be able to.
I know. I'm saying, but like our backdrop here is Marvel, so I'm just saying, it's a kind of we kind of talk about a lot of stuff on the show, but yeah, we could. That's interesting. That's an idea.
Oops, that's the wrong one.
What are you looking for? I don't know
we don't have any more DC backgrounds at the moment.
Not at the moment, because we were doing a Marvel topic.
Let's do that.
Okay, sure. Why not?
DC Comics, baby. This is DC.
There you go. That's
all fans from DC Comics.
That's the DC universe right there.
That's like a quarter of the DC.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I mean that's an interesting idea, and it's really cool for people that are wanting to get out there and kind of put themselves out there and submit a show. So it's a cool opportunity, I think. When they did that contest to find a new host for, I cannot remember what the show was called on their YouTube channel. For some reason, was it All Access or DC Access or something like that?
It was All Access, I believe.
When they did a contest to find a host from that, and it was kind of cool to see that whole process and see people auditioning and that kind of thing. So more power to them for doing something cool like that.
Yeah, but I mean, if you'd like to suggest us, if you'd like to suggest Comic Frontline, I'm positive we can do an all DC show. So remember us in your submissions. We will not be submitting ourselves.
Well, don't say that. You never know what I'll do.
Okay, Brant, you probably submit us, so vote for us instead.
DC Universe also announced a community week on the streaming service. It takes place October 23rd through October 30th. This is they're going to do a bunch of specials, bringing the worlds of DCU to people with content similar to a comic convention. That's interesting. They're doing a live Q&A with Titans actor Anna Diop, who plays Starfire, during that. So, yeah, they said more announcements coming soon. Keep an eye on that and see what's going on with that.
That's awesome. I like that DC's really trying to reach out to the fans. They're really trying to make their app the best it can be. But then again, you have to also remember that Disney Plus is coming out in about a month now. We have a month until the launch of Disney Plus. I know because I'm going to be pre-ordering it very soon. It comes out, I think it's November 15th-ish.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'd have to check. I don't know.
I think it's the 15th. But I'm going to be getting it. I'm sure Brant's going to be getting it. A lot of us are going to be getting it. I want to submit Michael raging on Paper Mario. Listen, I've never seen Michael play Paper Mario. He's not an RPG fan, so you'll have to get Mike on the rebound with that one. You have to reach out to him and see.
There you go, Tevia's. Go for it. Submit your idea on Super Sons, Tevia.
Yeah. I'm sure there are going to be a lot of ideas pitched. I know a few people that are going to pitch really great ideas. I know a couple of people in my mind that are probably going to submit really dumb ideas, but they're going to think it's amazing. But DC will be the judge of that.
Yeah. So, yeah. Cool stuff from DC.
But I would like a Super Sons show, Tevia. So if you do make it, I'll vote for you.
Super Sons is awesome. I love
Super
Sons.
Like I said, I would vote if Tevia did it and like he had an idea and he shared it and he got in the competition. I would totally vote for Super Sons.
Yeah, I wonder if it is going to be that kind of if it's going to be a voting competition or if it's just going to be like something that they.
Oh my God! It'll be like what's that show now? Wow, it left me for a moment. The one with the singing. I forgot. Jesus, why did it leave me?
Oh, I know it's The Masked Singer or The Voice. Which one are you talking about?
No, not even The Voice. The one that had Simon on it. Oh my God.
Oh, American Idol.
American Idol. It'll be American Comics.
Oh, okay. Let's see. 10 entrants will come to Hollywood to refine their pitches over the course of the day with industry professionals. They'll be judged by a panel of DC executives. And then 3 finalists will move on to have their ideas produced, with one final entrant receiving a series order that'll launch in fall of next year of 2020. So,
okay, so then it is a competition.
Yeah.
Tevia, get your competition on. Get in there. Fight.
That's cool. You could see like Chris Brant Show on DC Universe. That would be awesome.
That would be awesome. I mean, I would not be against it. It'd be exclusive, but at the same time, it'd be DC. So
yeah, and I'm not the big DC guy, but I'm versed enough. I'm versed enough, and I can be more versed. I can do my research. I can do my homework, and I can get there. So
Brent will probably get better than me because Superman's part of the universe. Good idea. But I want to sell it. I want to sell it to him, not give it away for free. All right, man. Jesse, you sell us to them. Go for it. Just to see the internet blow up. Dude, you have no idea. Oh, he means because of Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman drawn by Rob Liefeld, just to see the internet blow up. Yeah. No.
Jesse can be our agent. He can submit us.
Yeah, Jesse, you're officially our agent. Submit us.
There you go.
And if we get in, you get a third.
A third?
Well,
that's a high agent fee, dude.
Okay, fine. Brant and I will get half, and then through our halves, we'll
gotta negotiate. I'm sorry, Jesse.
Brant's gonna do the money. As you can tell, I'm not good with money. So Brant
would give away a third of our profits here. What's going on there?
Okay, Brant is the money. Don't listen to me. I didn't say anything.
Oh man.
I don't know. I'm not good with money.
60-40. You out of your mind, man. You're fired, Jesse. I'm sorry.
You got hired, and then in 1 minute you said 60-40, you got fired. Brant's going all for Vince McMahon. You're fired.
You're fired. There we go.
God, that's the one thing I can say I don't have to worry about hearing on AEW is that god awful annoying voice. You're fired.
We'll talk about some AEW.
Oh yes, we will.
Oh man. All right. So what's next? What are we talking about next?
Did we get through all of the news? There's nothing else that popped up news-wise?
I didn't really see anything like really notable. I'll take a look again.
Okay. If not, we'll get into some comic books that actually surprised us.
Let's see. Marvel actually did the Spider-Man panel already? Dang.
Brant is now surprised.
It's one of those play-by-play things, so I don't want to sit there and read through the whole play-by-play. I was trying to look for like headlines.
Well, we'll talk about it on Comic Book Weekly next week, so it's not a big
Yeah, exactly. So I just saw those couple of things pop up, and I wanted to mention them because I thought they were interesting. This is interesting. Valiant launches a young adult graphic novel line, beginning with a faith story, faith taking flight. I'm a big faith fan, so that's pretty cool.
No, I did not see that trailer, Mike.
Which trailer?
6 Underground.
Oh no. So, yeah, I'm not seeing a whole lot. It's mostly the DC stuff. So we'll get back to that.
Yeah, we'll get back to it. Stay tuned next Tuesday, 10 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
For Comic Book Weekly, where we will actually be talking about all that. And I just realized I took off the overlay with the Chris Brant Show that I will now put back on.
That's okay.
So
branding.
So let's go into our main topic first. I mean, we're talking about Contagion. You know, we have the thing in our background, which is kind of creepy. I'm sorry. This is a creepy picture. If I was to get the cover, I would get the connecting one. But Contagion surprised me. I saw that it's going to be a 1 book a week for the next 5 weeks event that Marvel's doing. It's a contained event. It's only happening in these 5 books. And I saw it. I was like, I don't know. I felt like it was a Marvel cash grab, because when it comes to Marvel, that's the first thing that hits you. It's like, oh, Marvel's doing Absolute Carnage, so this is just a cash grab to get even more money on something else, because Deceased is doing well, so why not make another series and about a disease and call it Contagion? So personally, I decided to go digital. I don't know if I made the right choice yet, because this was actually a very interesting and good I'm sorry, I'm reading comments. It was actually a pretty good read. I was actually very surprised by it. I just want to see what everybody's talking about. Spider-Man really quick. The Spider-Man panel was quick, Tevia said. Anyone excited for Joker? Nope. They need a long-time fan. I'm not sure. Is it Elseworld or same universe?
Probably for the DC unscripted thing he was talking about.
Maybe.
But then that's you. You've been a long time DC fan, so.
Oh yeah.
I'm more the Marvel guy, so that's why we work well. But
but Contagion was really good. I liked it. It focused on the Fantastic Four. You got the thing on the cover. Mike was saying, is it Elseworld? No, it's happening. It's happening in Marvel main 66. It's happening. It's just happening after Absolute Carnage, while it's not after Absolute Carnage yet.
Yeah.
I mean, the world is going to be fine after Absolute Carnage. I mean, very rarely is the world broken up so much. So it takes place after that.
I'm with you. Like, when I heard about this, I was just like, it's just another thing that's, it's not going to affect anything. It's not going to, interesting choice of words there, affect anything. But I just wasn't interested in it. But I thought, it was one of our key issues to talk about. From Comic Book Weekly this week, so I decided to check it out, and I actually liked it. I thought it was really good.
Did too.
Yeah. First of all, I think the art is really nice in it. I really liked it. It opens with the Thing kind of doing some grocery shopping, that kind of thing, which I thought was fun. And you enter the Yancey Street kids into it, and then that's how you kick off. Well, actually, you kick off in Kunlun, which I thought was also very interesting. That's where this originates. And the one thing that did confuse me is they kept telling that lady to referencing that she could see it for herself and stuff, and she's wearing a blindfold on her.
Yeah.
That was a little weird. I was like, okay.
There were weird moments in the beginning. I guess when the story actually started to pick up with the whole Contagion and the underground with the Mole Man and everything, that's where the book really started taking off for me. I'm sorry. I'm trying to find an answer to.
It's Ed Brisson is the writer.
Oh, thank you, Brant. Okay.
Yeah. And the artists are Rogue Antonio and Steven Segovia, and cover by Juan Jose Ript. So that's your creative team. And so it was interesting. There's like this mold or this fungus that they find in Kunlun, and somebody gets infected. It ends up in in Manhattan, and the Thing comes in contact with it. The Fantastic Four gets called in. The Moloids are all infected, and that's your inciting incident here. That's the ground zero kind of. So.
Yep, and all of the Fantastic Four except the Thing get infected. I don't think, did the Thing get infected?
No, I don't think he did, and it's probably because of his rock skin, maybe.
That's what I'm thinking. It's because of his skin that he didn't. And Sue was the last one to get infected, and that's because she got tricked at the last moment.
Yeah. And so we know, like, they've already released, like, covers for issue 5 and stuff, so we know a lot of other heroes, like Captain America and so forth, are going to get infected. So I mean, it's interesting. I don't know. I want to see like what this fungus is and what Iron Fist's tie to it is, and how he's gonna thwart it and everything. I thought that was an interesting character to bring to the center of it. Yeah.
One thing I want to address that Tevi said. So basically, Contagion is only affecting these books, but wrong. So basically, he says the same thing so many times it's hard to keep track.
It's a contained event
happening.
Yes.
It's not going everywhere. It's not going everywhere, as it's not touching the entirety of the Marvel universe, but it will affect each book. I'm sure they might reference it again. Just because it's a contained event doesn't mean that it's not an event nonetheless. It will affect the Marvel universe in some shape or form, I'm sure.
And I do want to clarify that even though we talked about some details in the book, it's not really spoilers for it.
Right.
I was kind of jumping around and kind of.
There's a lot of jumping we did. Yeah, I think we'll save it. We'll see if anybody has it. I'm sure it'll be in our discussion regardless.
Yeah, it'll be in our discussion regardless in the big books or whatever. But yeah, no, I thought it was an interesting start to the series and much better than I had anticipated it being.
Oh yeah, I think if one or two more issues are good, I might end up picking up the run because it really does feel it's nice. Sounds like The Last of Us. Tevia, I'll tell you the truth, man. I came up with a story based off of the way they came up with the Last of Us concept from I forgot what it was called now. The documentary.
It's that parasite that ants get.
Right.
Yeah.
I came up with a very similar idea, and I actually started writing a story, and then The Last of Us came out, and I obviously scrapped the idea and started over again. But it's just funny that you see. This is why if you have an idea and if you come up with it, go for it. Because if you don't, somebody else will capitalize on it. And now look at it. Last of Us is one of the most popular PlayStation 3 and 4 games of its time.
There's an interesting twist that's only kind of hinted at in this issue about this particular virus, and I don't want to give that away Tuesday. But there's something else going on here. So I'll leave that at that. But no, it's good. Everybody should check it out. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not going to touch too much on this. I know Brant didn't read it, and I don't want to give too many spoilers away. But to bounce off the Contagion, we'll go into Deceased issue number 5. And again, Contagion, I feel like, is kind of the answer to DC's Deceased. That or Marvel Zombies, one or the other. I'm not sure at this point anymore. But no spoilers here, I will say that. Brant, did you end up looking through it at least?
No, not yet.
Okay, so the story was pretty baseline, I feel, at first. And then as we got to the middle and especially the end, this issue truly picked up big time with two characters, one character getting infected and another character having to stop them. And in stopping them ends up being infected themselves. And it was very powerful, the ending, I feel. And a twist that definitely I feel like might have doomed this universe version of DC. We'll see how the last part goes because there's one more part to Deceased coming out.
This is a book that I just did not care for the first issue, and I dropped it after that. I haven't read it since Deceased. It just wasn't my thing. And Mike Spider Slayer actually told us that we need to read this issue, and that's kind of.
I read it before Mike Spider Slayer. That's why I was telling you.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm definitely going to at least look through it before Tuesday, so we can talk about it. But yeah, cool.
It's. Let me put it this way, Brant. You know what happened in issue 1.
Yeah.
You know what's happening in the world already.
Mm-hmm.
In between, I wouldn't worry so much about it. This issue, though, there is something big that happens that I think is very big.
Okay.
So I think the middle parts were. Again, you want to, when it comes to a miniseries, you want to say every part is an important part. But I feel like jumping into this issue, you'll be okay still. Because like we've all talked about, not a lot's happened in between each of those issues from 1 to now. So there was one issue left. We'll see where it goes. One thing that did come out of New York Comic Con that I actually saw on Facebook right before we went live, Deceased figures are going to be coming out. They announced Batman already.
That's cool. I like it when they do that. That's neat.
Oh yeah.
Maybe we'll get some Contagion figures, but they'll look really creepy.
You know, Marvel Legends. I wish Marvel Legends. I feel like they touch specific group, like Spider-Man, and then X-Men and stuff like that. They never really touch events. They touch character groups. I would love for them to start doing some events.
Yeah,
that would be nice.
Yeah, I agree. So,
all right, what book would we like to move on to from here?
I'm
trying to think what other books we said. Oh. Well, do you want to leave that for last? Because then
that's fine. That's
went
fine.
to the wrestling talk for a bit.
Okay, so
what else do we have?
Those were the main two that I read like half of Marvel 1001.
Oh yeah,
have you read any of that?
A little bit. I've not touched really much of it yet, but that's okay. I mean, you could talk about it again. It's just really a lot of lead up, I think, to the event. I'm
just going to talk about it briefly because I'm hoping the second half of it gets a little better, but I was a little bit disappointed because so far what I've read, it's not the first page, the opening page had to do with the Masked Raider. The rest of it was just a bunch more one-page stories of different characters. Of current day characters, I believe this time it's supposed to be, right? No, they did. The first one was a New Warriors story from the 90s. Okay. It was the 90s team. So it was different characters. One of them was like that only made one appearance 50 years ago. So it was just none of it connected to anything. It was just these one-off throwaway stories, and I was a little bit disappointed by that because and it's probably they had so many that they couldn't fit everything into the first one, so they just kind of threw them into the second issue. That's kind of thing. Exactly. Yeah, so it wasn't exactly what we were hoping for when we talked about it on Tuesday, but hopefully the second half will be better, or at least they close it out with some kind of tease towards that. So I don't know, we'll see. All right, so let's go into Smackdown, and then we'll go into some wrestling talk, and then we'll probably end up ending the show after we do a couple of other things. Right. So Smackdown, you told me to actually check it out, and I did. I read it today. Okay. I'm happy I did. It's going to be a new ongoing series, or is it a one-shot? Because it's going to be continued. Yeah, see, I guess so. I thought they were done with the WWE books because they canceled the main series. Mm-hmm. But with Smackdown moving to Fridays on Fox this week, I guess they came out with that this week to kind of tie into it. So I'm assuming it's going to continue for a bit. I don't really know if it's a mini-series, ongoing, maxi, whatever. But I'm happy about it because, like I said, I thought they were done, and I loved what they were doing with the WWE stuff. It's not Dennis Hopeless on this one, but I thought I forget who the writer was, but I thought they still did a good job at kind of capturing it. It was a little goofy. The art was a little bit more cartoonish than the previous series, which is fine. I didn't really find it too much. It didn't take me out of the book. Right. Yeah. It was just they were big, blocky, bulky, kind of over the top a little bit, but that was fine. It was interesting seeing like written by Kevin Panetta. Illustrated by Kendall Good and Sergi Acuna. Yeah, so Sergi Acuna was the artist on the previous series, so that's good that he's still doing something there. He's also one of the colorists. Yeah, I thought it was an interesting contrast when you see Becky, like as tiny as she was, and have to stand on a chair to talk Big Show in the face. And it was the whole story premise focused around Becky's first day on SmackDown. And trying to make an impact, I guess. Was she trying to make an impact or trying to just say that she's a big dog in the yard? Yeah, it was like the premise was it was the 20th anniversary of SmackDown or something, and all the legends were there, and she was trying to kind of take the spotlight from the legends and not let them steal the show kind of thing. And so she incites this whole riot between the current superstars and the legends, and it was just fun and nostalgic and current at the same time. It kind of gave everybody, all kinds of fans of all generations, a little something to grab onto in it. I felt, and it kind of gave you a fun comical way that she got that black eye from when she actually appeared on there, because she obviously got it a different way, but that was kind of funny to see it manifest that way. So I had fun with it. I thought it was a solid series. I love the stuff with Kofi trying to get to the arena. Oh, and like funny. This is before he became champion. Yeah, and the cabbie is like I got a mixtape and he starts playing SOS Kofi's old song and he's just like, seriously, man, really? It was so good. It was so funny. So yeah, I'm happy with it. I'm like I was over the moon when I found out about it. I didn't even know it was coming out. And Kat actually told me about it, and I'm like, they're coming out with a new one. So that was like the first book I read this week. So,
well, it's the last one I've read so far. I've still got a lot.
Okay.
But
yeah, I do too.
But it works. It works perfect with SmackDown moving to Fridays now. You know, as of last week, that was the last time it was on Tuesday. So now for us, well, I don't watch WWE anymore, but Brant does. So for him now, it's Raw on Monday, AEW on Wednesday, because who's going to watch NXT when it's only half a program and the other half is on the WWE network? So you might as well just watch the whole thing on the WWE network. Why did you waste your money and our time, Vince? And then Friday is SmackDown.
Speaking of which, I don't know if you saw, but AEW beat out NXT in the ratings.
Oh, yes. Tony Schiavone mentioned during the we didn't say this on Aftershock. Tony Schiavone mentioned towards the end of the show that they are trending they were at that point
number 1 and number 3.
And 3.
Yeah.
Dynamite was number 1, AEW was number 3, or vice versa.
Yeah. I don't remember, but yeah, they were. I think it was the largest premiere for TNT in the past 5 years or something.
5 years. It was their biggest premiere in the past 5 years.
Yeah, so that's awesome. Congratulations, AEW. But and I DVR everything, but I watched AEW live. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Probably watch, and the good thing with AEW is they're doing exactly what WCW did, and I mentioned this on Aftershock. I'll say it again here. Encore presentations are everything, especially for people who do want to watch that first hour or two of NXT. They could watch that, go over to TNT and watch the other the replay, basically the encore.
I really think that's one of the things that helped them win the Monday Night Wars, because you could watch Raw and then flip over and watch Nitro right after.
And the ratings still count because it's an encore of the same show.
Yeah.
And not only that, but if you missed it last night, if you have the TNT Drama app, or you can go to tntdrama.com, the episode will remain on tntdrama.com for 3 months. The episode doesn't expire until December, so you can basically have 3 months worth of AEW to watch in one day if you wanted. I wouldn't do that because I don't think you'll finish in time, but I mean, hey, if you like to live on the edge and YOLO, go for it.
Yeah. And it's no commercials, so it's a truncated version of it. So that's always good. Always good.
Oh yeah. So you can watch it right now. You can watch it before you watch Aftershock tomorrow. We'll talk about Aftershock a little bit, but you can watch it right now, this very moment, once Chris and Brant Show is over, if you wanted.
Yeah. So I love that SmackDown's doing that. I mean, that Boom's doing the SmackDown series, and keeping it in the world of comics. Talking of AEW, DC Comics, we don't know exactly what they're doing with AEW yet, but they do have a partnership with AEW. They've actually released some art. Cody Rhodes, not just Awesome Kong. Cody Rhodes put up an Instagram story the other day, and he said it's Pharaoh's debut on DC Comics. His dog. It was a drawing of it was a drawing of him and Pharaoh. Done in obviously comic book style, so it was really cool. I don't know exactly what they're planning, but it's pretty awesome that they have that partnership.
I will be buying this.
Yeah, absolutely. Whatever it is.
And Tevya says, I don't watch wrestling anymore. Tevya, I understand how you feel. WWE burnt me out for years. We tried 1, 2, 3 podcasts, me and Brant and I, for 3 years, and we got burnt out real quick watching, and I got burnt out on the stories. I would say give AEW a chance. If you have TNT, if you have Cablevision with TNT, you can get on the app. You can watch the entire episode for free, commercial free. Give it a watch. If you like WCW, I feel like you're really going to like this. You got Tony Schiavone and JR as announcers. You've got new wrestlers. You've got New Japan wrestlers from New Japan that, honestly, most of the wrestlers that you're going to watch on AEW, I feel like WWE dropped the ball not having them or not trying to get them on their roster. But at the same time, I'm glad they didn't, because Vince is known to screw up characters and names, and change people in a way where they were great in the indie line. They're just backup wrestlers to all of the main stars that he doesn't want to take down, to give newer stars a chance.
Yeah. I mean, you look at Shinsuke Nakamura. He came from other places, and he went to NXT, and he was really good in NXT, and then he comes up on the main roster. He's good for a little while, and now he's you barely see him, and he's like Sami Zayn is his mouthpiece now, and it's like, what?
Yeah, Vince McMahon does not know how to run his own company anymore. I really think that he should hand it over to Triple H, because at this point, Triple H is going to be the only thing that saves WWE.
Yeah, I agree, because NXT, say what you will about it, it's solid programming, and they've got great characters, great athletes on there.
But it's run by Triple H and Shawn Michaels.
Yeah. So when they come up to the main roster, it's a completely different ballgame.
It's all Vince.
Yeah. So anyway, AEW, we really liked it, so much so that we created a show.
AEW Aftershock.
There you go. Premiering tomorrow at noon Eastern time, right here on Comic Frontline. Yeah, exactly. So tune in for that. We've already recorded. It's a pre-recorded show, but we're going to premiere it at noon, and it's talking about the first episode of AEW Dynamite. We're going to do this. We're going to try to do this weekly, and we had a blast talking about the show.
Oh yeah, it was fun times. It was like I was telling Tevya, it doesn't feel like when we were doing 1, 2, 3. I feel reinvigorated. Talking about wrestling again. It felt like watching wrestling again.
Yeah. And I keep tweeting about it, and I'm using the hashtag This Is Wrestling, and that's the thing we talked about. I don't want to say a whole lot about it. I want to save it for that. But the one thing that we both noted was that there was very little talking segments, and there was a lot of in-ring action.
Oh yeah, and they knew how to. And this I didn't say on the show. I'll say it here. They knew how to. What's the word I'm looking for? They didn't overdo a specific thing. When Vince saw that women's wrestling was getting him huge ratings, he oversaturated until people started getting annoyed, and then he tried to undersaturate, and then he tried to... The one thing I feel like AEW is just going to give you quality matches, whether it be women, whether it be men, whether it be tag teams, single action, triple threat, known wrestlers, returning wrestlers that have been fired or released from other companies, across the board, people from New Japan, Ring of Honor. I mean, I feel like their focus is on what they do and less about what, this does really good. Let's just throw in 1,000 of those matches and forget about all the other superstars.
Yeah, exactly. I completely agree. The in-ring action is top level. It's good. I mean, it's not anybody that's watched TNA and they're like, yeah, that's just not on that level. Mm-hmm. This is. It's completely different. It didn't give me a TNA vibe at all. And I liked TNA at the beginning when they were focusing on the X Division and all that, and they were going somewhere. And
that's another thing. There's not that many titles. Speaking of the X Division, there aren't.
That's true.
Tag tournaments going on right now. Chris Jericho is the current reigning AEW champion. He got that at the last pay-per-view.
Yeah.
The Women's Championship, which we won't talk about here, that happened on the first episode of Dynamite. They did crown a women's champion, and that's it right now. There's nothing else yet.
Yeah. They are doing it all right in front of us. It's not like it's coming from somewhere else. Like TNA's titles first came from NWA, so they came in with championships and all that kind of stuff. And it just feels special. It's they call it a revolution, and I think that's an appropriate word for it. Oh, yeah. Anybody that's not familiar with them, they've been selling out shows like left and right. 12,000 tickets in 4 minutes for one of their shows.
That's right.
I mean, yeah, it's just insane what they've been able to do. So anyway,
out bunches of championships. So Tevya, if you find TNA interesting, you should definitely go check out AEW Dynamite episode 1. Come back tomorrow, check out our premiering Aftershock. If you like it, you can watch along with us. It's only a 2-hour show, my friend. And if you watch it on the app, like Brant said, without commercials, we're talking hour and maybe 15 mintes?
I think it was an hour and 20 something minutes. So
okay.
Yeah.
So AEW something different. I'm lost. AEW, okay, Tevya. Imagine, now it's back on TNT, and I feel Tony Schiavone said this a few times. It's been 20 years since WCW left TNT, and he referenced that. It's been 20 years since I felt this way, or since, this has been on this station. I feel like, I don't want to say it's a copy of WCW because that's not what AEW is about. They're not looking to be the next WCW. That's what TNA tried to do. And they brought Hulk Hogan and all the other WCW stars in. And I think that's what kind of hurt TNA. And then, of course, everything with Kurt Angle and everybody else kind of just continually buried it. They buried themselves. And then they lost money. And then the whole controversy with Matt Hardy happened and he left. I feel like TNA went the wrong way. AEW feels like WCW, but it's not trying to be WCW. It's its own thing. It's its own. It has its own. The wrestlers, for example, Brant could agree with this, are very. You can relate to them. You can get into their. You can really get invested in them. Kenny Omega came up from New Japan. He came up from several other independent lines. The Young Bucks. We've talked about them on 123 podcast. We've talked about them coming to NXT at some point. Unfortunately, they never came up when we thought they would. But I mean, hey, they're in AEW. Who cares? Chris Jericho, a relatable character. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go finish.
The other, Sammy Guevara. I was right. Guevara has his own YouTube channel, does his own vlogging, did it for 4 years, literally gave up his job to chase his dream of becoming a wrestler. And you watch him. You could watch his entire YouTube channel as he went from just doing the independent line to show starting AEW, the first ever one-on-one, the first ever match live televised. To see his story is just inspiring and amazing. Oh, I'm
sorry. I thought you were done. No, I was just going to say, to give you a crash course on how AEW came to be, Cody Rhodes, if you're familiar with him, that's Dusty Rhodes' son. He was in WWE for 10 years. He left. He became friends with the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. They were doing this YouTube show and everything, and they were in New Japan and Ring of Honor and all these different
the
companies.
Elite, right? That's the YouTube
channel.
That's
being the Elite. Yeah,
being the Elite.
So they decided to try to finance their own event. Somebody said they couldn't do it, and they said, "Watch us." And so they financed their own event. They put on a pay-per-view. Stephen Amell was part of it from Arrow. That was last September, I believe. And that was such a success. It sold out in like 30 minutes, I think. It was such a success that it got the interest of the Khan family, who own the Jacksonville Jaguars. They said, "Do you want to change the world? We can help." And so they got behind them. They put the money behind them, and they created AEW. Chris Jericho came over. They made all those announcements in May.
Chris Jericho was like literally once the title was named, he was right after that.
Yeah. So they had this big press conference in May. I think it was May or April. Maybe it was April because they did the pay-per-view.
April, because I think they announced in June that they were coming to TNT.
Okay. Yeah. So they did a couple of pay-per-views. So they've done like 3 pay-per-views so far, maybe 4. And then they got the TV deal with TNT. And they debuted this week.
I'm just going to say real quick, what's up to the comic book lurker? He is a lurker that lurks around a lot of different comic book shows. You should definitely go subscribe to Comic Book Lurker. I don't know if you're watching us live or if you're behind when we were talking about comic books, but love your show. You're an awesome person. I've seen you lurk a lot of really awesome comic book people. Thank you for showing up on our show. That's for sure. I don't know what book you're talking about.
Probably Contagion, right?
Hopefully it is Contagion. I don't know, but if you're watching us live right now, let us know, Perry, which one you're talking about. If it's Contagion, because we talked about Contagion, Deceased, Smackdown, and Marvel 1001. Let us know, Perry. Thanks for lurking us.
I saw Tebia's comment about Chris Benoit. I completely understand that. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. That really did something to me too, Tebby. I completely understand where you're coming from with that. But yeah, no, Contagion was a good book. So that's just kind of a crash course on how AEW came to be. We talk more about it on Aftershock tomorrow. Tune in noon Eastern time. We won't spend any more time tonight talking about that. Yeah.
Here with the lurkers. What's up,
Awesome.
Z Collection? Welcome in. Welcome. We just finished talking about the amazing debut, and so do we have Golden Gauntlet comic.
Sweet.
What's
awesome.
up?
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for everybody popping in. How did you all like Contagion? I want to know about Contagion now. Going back, we were talking to AEW.
Yeah.
One who is here from my good friend Comic Book Lurkers. I know you're here for comics. If you like AEW, definitely tune in tomorrow on Comic Frontline. We will be doing a premiere show talking about AEW. So if you're fans of wrestling, we're going to be doing I think it was 45-minute show about that.
Yeah, about that.
Show on the Rewind. Thank you, Z Collection. Thank you, anybody. I don't think anybody subscribed. If they did, we don't have that pop-up, which is really awesome. But anyone who followed, subscribed, everyone who's commenting right now, thank you so much. We appreciate everyone who comes in, says hi. We have a live show every Tuesday night talking about comic books. So if you're interested in checking more comic books out, Comic Book Weekly comes out 10 p.m. Eastern every Tuesday night. So I'm just going to throw that out there real quick. This is Chris Brant Show. We do this once a month. I haven't read it yet. Going back to Lurkin. Gotcha, Golden. Thank you for popping in. Definitely check out Contagion. It was an awesome, awesome first issue.
Yeah, absolutely.
Beat you here, Z. We appreciate you all coming in, regardless, and lurking with us.
There we go.
Fire.
That's what you're looking for, right?
Well, yeah, there's that too. But
what were you looking for?
Gold. Thank you so much for the sub, Z and Gold. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. We appreciate that a lot. I'll tell you one book I am looking forward to next week. We got Sam's Tangled Web, and he just subbed. Thank you so much.
Nice. Thank you.
Thank you all so much for the sub. We appreciate that. Life with Two YouTubers is here, and he's got the lurking eye. I love your icon. I just got to show the icon. Look at that wolf. Let's show some people off here. Anyway,
very nice.
Sam's Tangled Web. I love that icon, as a matter of fact. Also, Golden Gauntlet Comics. I already spotlighted the Comic Book Lurkers.
Thank you all for tuning in. We appreciate it.
Z collects. There we go with the Hulk. Is that the Hulk, or is that
Yeah.
These are all the people that we are thanking so much for. Here we go, for subbing. We appreciate all of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much.
That's right. We appreciate that. We appreciate all the love, all the support. Thank you all so much. So much for the support. We love everyone who comes in and wants to talk comic books. We talk comic books. We talk video games. We talk wrestling at this point. Only AEW, but we talk a lot of stuff. I will say, like I was saying, I was looking forward to Spawn 301 next week. Spawn 300 was freaking spectacular. Yeah. I really feel like Todd McFarlane's bringing the series back a bit, and obviously moving forward, but still bringing it back. So Hulk Fever. Immortal Hulk's doing really well right now. I know Brant's not feeling Immortal Hulk as much, but we do have the one shot. Yeah,
I haven't read it yet. We are going to talk about it, though, on Tuesday. I am going to read that. For some reason, I just could not get into Immortal Hulk. I'm the only one on the show, I think, that doesn't see the appeal. But, yeah, on this channel. So it's all right, though. I'll give it a shot. Maybe it got better, and I like stuck to my guns and said I'm not going back to it. But maybe
it has an interesting horror vibe to it. I will say that. I like it. It does have an end game, though, so it'll be interesting to see where they take Hulk next after Immortal. I am interested in that.
Yeah.
Did you guys bringing back the end line? Yeah,
I'm not sure what that is. I don't remember what that is.
I don't know either. I don't know the end line.
Yeah, I feel like I should know it as the Marvel guy. I'm kind of embarrassed I don't.
DC guy. I'll sit here and be like, I know they're bringing the Darkverse back. They're going to be doing some Darkverse stuff.
It says it's coming in January. 6 new one-shots will tell the last adventures of Captain America, Doctor Strange.
Oh, okay. So it's like ending, the end of, and then.
Okay, yeah. We got Captain Marvel, Doctor Strange, Miles Morales, Captain America, Deadpool, and Venom. All the ends. That's cool. It'll be interesting for me. I think Miles Morales is the one I'm most interested in to see how Marvel envisions the end for him.
Yeah. Cool. So before we end the show, let's talk about something very important that I'm sure Brant's going to change the back of his screen for, and that is Celestial Falcon issue number 1 Deluxe Editions Kickstarter. We have 6 more days to go.
Now it's going to be 5. Yeah.
5 more days to go on the Kickstarter. We are trying our hardest to get to our goal. Right now, it is a bit. It's a long trek. We did this Kickstarter in a busy month. We did, but we still believe in this Kickstarter. We believe it's an awesome book, and we want to get it to each and every one of you. It's an important story to me. It's a story I wrote back when I was 15. It's an important story to Brant and I because it's a story we rewrote current day together. First issue, we loved it, but we wanted to do more, and that's exactly what this deluxe edition is. It's more. It gives a lot more to the story. It gives a lot more people were asking for, and there's some really awesome rewards, a lot of awesome tiers, a lot of awesome variant covers by a variety of artists, a new cover for the deluxe edition, which I absolutely love, and Brant absolutely loves it as well, and it's just all around. It's a fresh new first issue setting up because next year we're going to issue 2, everyone. Celestial Falcon issue number 2, and that's where a lot of stuff is going to be happening, and that's why you might want to check out the Celestial Crate. Celestial Crate is going to be giving 2 exclusive hints to what's coming next in Celestial Falcon issue number 1.
Yeah,
issue number
absolutely.
2.
In issue number 2, yeah.
Yeah, in issue number 2. This is issue number 1.
Yeah. So the Kickstarter ends Tuesday night at midnight. So we'll actually be on Comic Book Weekly when the Kickstarter ends.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll be able to count it down and kind of give real-time updates as we wind down. So hopefully you guys can check it out. And if you can't back it, please share it, spread the word. We could use all the help we can get in that area as well.
Definitely. And again, it's a book we believe in. It's a book that you're going to be seeing a lot of. Like I said, we're going to be going through the entire first arc in the coming years, plural, years. There's a lot of really awesome stuff coming out of Last Ember Press, but right now we're talking about Celestial. Oh, we're going red now? Okay, that works.
Why not? I'm just playing around.
That's fine. No, okay, that's fine.
I'll put it back.
Okay, you want? I didn't care. I was just saying we just went red, and it was like bright. My eyes were like.
Sorry.
But we're hoping to get to our goal. We really are pushing hard. So anyone who hasn't already backed it, if you can't back it, hopefully you'll share it. Like Brant said, it's very, very important to both of us. It's important to Last Ember Press, and it's important because we want to get it out to each and every one of you. So definitely, if you haven't already, share it. Pledge if you can, and we're going to get you this book. It's already done. All it has to do is go to the printers. So this is a Kickstarter that will have that you will get everything that you pay for, whichever tier that might be. Everything's ready to go, just has to be printed.
Yeah, this is the we've fulfilled several Kickstarters already. We are actually in the process of fulfilling Lisa's book right now. So we were actually packing up stuff today, and we're about to ship it all out. So there you go.
Look forward to that.
Yeah.
And I think with that, we're going to wind down the show. We've been live now for an hour and 2 minutes. I want to thank everybody who is here, everybody who lurked, everybody who's watching on the rewind. Yeah. Thank you so much to all of the new people. Let's give a hello to all the new people. Tevya, Mike, Firestorm, and before we go into the new people, I'm doing this. Tevya, Mike, Firestorm, Jesse, all of you who are here all the time. We appreciate each and every one of you. Justin Bear was a newer viewer. Super Mario, who popped in and disappeared. Yet, thank you, Super Mario, with your interesting comment. I did mention Mike Manhattan, right? It's Mike, Jesse. Okay, want to make sure. Now to all of the new people who popped in for this live show. First and foremost, of course, was Comic Book Lurkers. Awesome YouTube channel. Definitely check him out. Perry does amazing work on that channel as well as his main channel, talking about key issues coming out, talking about comic books in general. I really enjoy his show, and I definitely think you all should check out Comic Book Lurkers. Really awesome person. Oh, okay, never mind.
Sorry.
No. I just wanted to make sure I heard a ding. We also had we had Z Collects. I think I said Z Collections. I'm so sorry, Z. Z Collects. We had Golden Gauntlet Comics. We had Sam's Tangled Web. We had Life with 2 YouTubers. And I think we had one other new person come in, or was that the last newer person that came in? I think that was the last newer one that came in. Thank you all so much for coming in, for lurking, for having a good time with us. This was the Chris Brant Show. We will be back on Frontline this coming Tuesday, 10 p.m. Eastern, for Comic Book Weekly episode number 2. Look forward to AEW Aftershock coming at you all tomorrow, premiering tomorrow, first episode. We hope you all enjoy it. Not affiliated with the actual AEW, but I mean, Mr. Khan, if you'd like to support the show, we will definitely be doing for you each and every week. We love AEW, and it'll stay that way. Elite for life. And then don't forget to subscribe, ring that bell. This way you know when we're doing a new video or a new live show. Click that thumbs up button. Let YouTube know you love it. And all of our social media is down below. Also, comicfrontline.com, our new website.
Yes.
Looks beautiful.
Thank you.
You can find all of our stuff.
Let me see if I've got it up. I don't know if I have it pulled up yet. I do. There it is.
Brand new. Let's get Brant on the bigger. Whoop. There you go.
There you
Look
go.
at that beautiful new website.
I'll do the Vanna White thing. Not well, but there it is.
There it is. So thank you all so much for being here. We love you all. We'll see you all next week for Comic Book Weekly and in the next video. Good night, everybody.
Thank you.
And thank you. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you and good night.
Thank you. Good night, everybody.